Maths is awesome, maths is fun, maths is there for everyone. Greetings, oh wise and wonderful Year 9 students. Today we're going to start our topic on probability, so let's get into it. The first thing we need to make sure we understand is some terms. Now, in Year 9, they almost treat us as though we're not very smart, which is sad, because they talk about probability using words, and that's dangerous because they start to say the chances of something happening is very likely, or it's highly likely, and to one person that might mean one thing, but to someone else it might mean another thing. So all of these words along this scale here, other than impossible, that means something can't happen, an even chance, there's a 50% chance it happens, or certain, it must happen, the words are not very good. We're better off using numbers. Now, the numbers that we use can be written in decimal form, or they can be written in percentage form, but we're going to most often write them in fraction form. So here's some terms that we need to understand. Trial is how often we do something, like if you roll a die 10 times, there's been 10 trials. An outcome, when you roll the die, let's say you look at it and you get 6. Well, the outcome was you got a 6. An event. Well, it's going to change from question to question. If you're actually wanting to get a 6, then the event you're looking for is getting the 6. Equally likely outcomes mean that they have the same chance occurring as each other. For example, if you roll a die, you could get a 1, 3 or a 5. You could get a 2, 4 or a 6. So getting an odd number has the same chance as getting an even number because there's 3 odd numbers and 3 even numbers on a die. Remember when you see the word die, die means 1, dice means 2 or more, singular versus plural. We go to an impossible event, that's something that cannot happen. So an example might be if I roll a single die, what's the chance that I will roll a 3.5? Well, you can't. There are no 3.5, so there's a 0 chance that will happen. A definite event means it must happen. So if I was to roll a die, what's the chance that when I roll it, I will get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6? Well, it has to be one of those, so I've got a 100% chance of getting a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. The sample space is a list of all of the answers that you could get. And we normally put them inside these curled or squiggly brackets, and there's an S in front of it. So if you were flipping a coin, the sample space would be heads and tails. If you're rolling a die, the sample space is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. Complement means the opposite of what you want to get. So the complement of getting a tail when you flip a coin is getting heads, because the opposite, it's everything except for getting a tail. If you're rolling a die, the complement of getting a 1 would be getting a 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. So let's try some examples. A letter's chosen from the statement, I love mathematics. Find the following probabilities. What's the probability that you would get an M? Well, the first thing we need to do is find out how many letters there are. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Isn't that good? I know how to count. So there are 16 letters. So when I look at it, I've got 16 letters. What's the chance that you would get an M? Well, there are 2 M's, which means when I look at this, you got 2 chances out of 16 because there are 2 M's and that cancels down to 1 in 8. What's the chance that you didn't get an M? You were allowed to get anything but an M. You have to get an M. Well, there's 14 other letters, so you have 14 chances out of 16, which cancels to 7 in 8. What's the chance that you would get a vowel? Remember, a vowel is an A, E, I, O or U. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 vowels, so there are 7 chances in 16 that you would choose a vowel. What's the chances of you not getting a vowel? Well, if there are 7 vowels out of the 16, 7 and 9 are 16, there must be 9 consonants or 9 letters that are not vowels. So you've got 9 chances out of 16. Part E, what's the probability that you get a vowel or an M? Well, we know there are 7 vowels. We know there are 2 M's. 7 plus 2 is 9, so you'll have 9 chances out of 16. of getting a vowel or an M? What's the chance of getting a vowel or a consonant? Well, vowel, A-E-I-O-U, consonant, all other letters, you have to get a vowel or a consonant. So you've got 16 chances out of 16, which is 1. It must happen. It's a certain event. It's guaranteed. Let's go to question number 2. So I've got a deck of playing cards so you can see them. We have our 4 suits, clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds. We've got our colours. We've got all of them labelled there. If I actually said you're going to pick a card from a deck of 52 playing cards, what's the chance that it is the 5 of spades? Well, there's only one 5 of spades in the deck. There it is there. So you've got one chance out of the 52 cards. What's the chance that it's a jack? Well, I can see there are 4 jacks. So you've got 4 chances out of 52, and that cancels to 1 out of 13. What's the chance that you got a black card? Well, you can see that there are 13 cards in each row, 13 and 13. There's 26 black cards out of the 52. Or you could look at it and count there's 2 equal rows of black out of 4 rows in total. 2 out of 4 is a half. It does cancel down to a half, 26 out of 52. Half of the cards are black, half of the cards are red. What's the probability that you would get a diamond? Well, you can see 1 row out of the 4 rows, so it's going to be 1 in 4, but there are 13 diamonds out of the 52 cards, which cancels to 1 out of 4. What's the probability that you would get an even number? Now, an even number, that's all of the 2s, all of the 4s, all of the 6s, all of the 8s, and all of the 10s. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 even numbers, and there's 4 in each even number set. 5 times 4 is 20. So you've got 20 chances out of 52, which cancels to 5 out of 13. What's the probability that you would get any card except for a 7? Well, you're not allowed to get a 7. Not allowed to get these ones here. So if I cross those out, there are 48 other cards out of the 52. So you've got 48 chances out of 52, which cancels down to 12 chances out of 13. What's the probability that you would get a card that is not a red queen? Well, there are only 2 cards that are red queens out of the 52 cards. So that means there's 50 cards that are not red queens. So you've got 50 chances out of 52, which cancels to 25 out of 26. What's the chance that you got a red card or a diamond? Well, here's all my red cards. I've already, when I do the diamonds, got that included in the red cards, so I don't really even need to worry about the diamond part because it was included in the red card. And half of the cards are red, so it's 26 out of 52, which is a half. So it's time for you to try some questions. As always, enjoy because it's maths, and maths is delightful. Bye for now.